What are we talking about today? Well, we did a little tip a while ago to show you how to hit a release little chip or pitch shot. And many of you loved it. And many of you sent back and said, okay, I get that shot. How do I hit the spinner? I want to know how to hit the spinner. All right, so I'm going to talk to you about hitting this spinner shot. Now, here's why you don't spin the ball. First, you play the ball really far back in your stance. And the second thing that you do is you take the club and you chop down on it. When you chop down on it, what you do is you take loft off it, you flight it really low, and when it comes out low and not a lot of spin, it's going to release. So this is going to look like this. So we hit this shot. Now watch what happens. This flights out, and now it goes and it continues to roll. And in fact, that one there rolled about 5 yards. Now, we got to change that. The square face club, no longer. We're going to open that up. We're going to put the ball a little bit more in the middle of our stance. Now, as we start to make that change, and I've got this target set at about 60. As we start to make that change, you're going to see the spin rate on that's about 7,600. As we start to make that change, now spin rates are going to start to change a little bit here. So we'll just make a normal swing. So now I'm going at about 60. I hit that a little bit farther than I wanted to hit it. But what you're going to see is I got that club to spin back. I got that ball to spin back, partially because I hit it too hard, all right? But the other reason why is because I opened up that club face. You got to make sure that you get that club face to start a little bit more open. When you get addressed, what I like to do is I like to take that club and I like to open that up maybe by 2 degrees. So when we take it and we open it up 2 degrees, now my 54-degree wedge is now about 56. So now I'm hitting that shot there. A little bit farther flight than I want. Spin rate's up around 9,000. Fantastic. Now, how am I doing this? What's the secret sauce? Well, there's 2 things. 1, how this club is arriving to the ball. And 2, how it's leaving the contact point. So I want to be shallow and shallow, or low and low. If I get steep and steep, I'm going to take spin off. So what I want is I want to get shallow and shallow. So let's just work on the first shallow. When the club comes in, I'm going to feel like I'm looping underneath here. So now I hit that shot there. Watch this one. Again, my distance is a little bit off, and now I'm spinning it back. That one spun back almost 3 yards, almost 9 feet. So that was really good. Spin rate on that one was 8,200. Watch how I start building on my spin. Remember, we started this whole thing at about 7,600. We're now at 82. So we do a little bit of a shallow move under here, okay? And I feel it with my arm. So when the arm goes back, now I'm going to make sure it's coming in and almost getting to my chest here. So now we hit that one. Spin rate on that, remember the last one was about 8,100, 8,200. This one right at about 8,100. So I've shallowed that out. Now, the second thing I want to do is when I come through from the shallow, now I want to get shallow again. I don't want to spin the shaft. I want to get the hands to exit low. The hands are going to be coming in this way, and it's going to be very shallow on this side. So I'm club face again a little bit open. We're going shallow and shallow. So now I go shallow, shallow. Got that thing to about 8,100. I got to get this thing up to 9,000. That's what I got to do. What am I going to do? I know you're going to believe me. I'm with a 54-degree wedge. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going back. I'm getting the 58 because the 58 is going to raise this up, and I should be able to get into the 9,000s now. So I've got my 58. I'm still going to play this a little bit open, but now I'm going to go shallow, shallow. 58, shallow, shallow. Here's my shot. Right on 60, spun it back. Come on. Remember I told you I got to get this thing to 9,000. What did I get? 88.54. So I'm at 8,900. How am I going to get that thing over to 9,000? I got to add a little bit more club head speed. And when you add a little more club head speed, your friction's going to go up, your spin rate's going to go up. Come on, baby. You got to get over to 9,000 here. Let's go. Shallow, shallow. I flew that about 58. I got to fly this about 62. I don't think I got it on that one. I didn't quite get it on that one, but look at what happened. Come on with me. I'm not lying. 92.89, increasing that spin rate. So what does this mean? Well, in order for us to hit this spinner, I need you to get a club that's going to have, well, I would say your most amount of loft. 58, 54 still works. It still works. It's just not your maximum spin. The next thing that you got to do, you got to make sure after you open that club face with that lofted club that the club is coming in on a shallow path here and then it's exiting on a shallow path here with that handle. So we start to get both of those things to happen with that open club face. We should be able to get this thing. I got to get this past the flag. Front flag, 62. Did I get it? Did I get it? Spun her on back, good one there. Let's leave the last one just so you can see how I increased that. Remember, I was at 7,600. Now I'm at 9,484. Round up, 9,500. To make it make sense, what you need to do in order to hit that spinner, you got to get a club that's got your most amount of loft. You can do this with your second wedge, the one that you're typically using, like a 56, 54. But you can do it really well when you have a 58 or 60. Those are when you're going to get some spin. We got to shallow out that approach and shallow out that exit. Those two things right there with an open club face, a middle ball position, weight's going to be standard. Do all that, and as you start to get that, well, you're going to get a lot of spin.